Hey, it's T, and today I'm out in my backyard. My plan today is to empty my raised garden beds. I did not do maintenance on them in the fall, so they are full of debris. I need to get that debris clear so that I can get started on my raised beds for this season. Let me show you what I'm dealing with right now. So I have 4 raised garden beds that I need to clear out today. As you can see, this one right over here to the left has parts from my yellow green stalk, which is back there in the background. But I also have some tomato cages that honestly I will not use them again because they just got beaten by the wind as the wind picked up last year. So I'm just not going to keep those. I'm not going to purchase new ones either. Here is what we have over here. So we have some weeds. We have remnants of some old plants. And that's essentially what we're going to have in all of the beds. Here's another one of the beds. By the way, I do have 2 green stalks, and they both need to be cleared of all of the leftover plants from last year. Here is the 3rd garden bed. And then right over here is the 4th one. This one and the 3rd one probably have the most debris to be cleared out today. I don't think I'm going to have time to take care of my green stalks, but let me just show you what they look like as well. So this is one of them. I need to clear this one out. And then here is the 2nd one. Now again, I am tight on time today, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use this soil. The 8 bags on the bottom are for the raised garden beds over there, and the 2 on top are for anything that I need to replace in my green stalks. I do not plan on replacing all of the soil in them. I'm just going to remove the debris, and if they seem like they need a little bit more soil, that's what these 2 bags right here are for. So let's go ahead and get started. As I remove the debris from last year's crops, it reminds me of how bountiful last year's growing season was, and that reality motivates me to do even better this year. I've modified the list of crops that I want to grow based on what we actually used last year and based on what I'm planning to preserve this year, and I think I have a pretty good idea of how to proceed. Since we'll be adding 2 more raised garden beds shortly, I'll be increasing my raised bed growing space by about 50%, and that opens up the opportunity for me to go all in on cucumber beds. So the cucumbers, squash, and zucchini plants will get their own dedicated bed this year. For the tomato beds, my husband built some new trellises that will make maintaining the plant so much easier than the setup that I had last year. 2 of the trellises are already built, and once the new beds arrive, he'll build a trellis for one of those as well. I'm curious to know what's growing in your garden this year and whether you're sticking with the same lineup that you had before or if you'll be making changes like I did. Do you leave your roots in the soil to decompose, or do you pull everything out? Also, when do you clean out your garden beds? I was hoping to clean out mine at the end of last year's growing season, but we left town near the end of the season, and when we got back it was way too cold outside for me to even be bothered with this, so I just left everything as it was. So let me know if you clean out your garden beds and containers immediately after your growing season ends, or if you wait until just before the new season is underway. I have a funny story about what I'm about to pull up right here. I told my husband that I took a picture of it later in the day, and the app that I used determined that it was cabbage. So when I told my husband that, he acted like I was trying to kill the plant, and he went outside. We both went outside that night, and I replanted the cabbage. We have a video of that exchange, and I think I'll post that as a short. Before I started working in the garden, I put some ribs on the smoker, so I had to take a break and check on them to see how they were progressing. Now that the debris has been cleared from the beds, I'm going to loosen up the soil so that the roots will have an easier time settling once the planting begins. Do you loosen your soil every season, or do you leave it as is and just add amendments on top? Also, do you grow in containers, in the ground, in raised beds, or a combination of those? Over winter, soil naturally settles and breaks down, so most raised beds lose a few inches, and that's totally normal. These beds were installed last year, so there was a lot of settling that took place, but I'm going to add more soil to each bed to make up for that. don't have a preferred soil yet, so for now I'm just using what I used last year. So far, I only have one soil amendment on hand, but I do need to decide what others to purchase. Once I've done that, I'll add them to the soil, but for now, I'm going to spread out the new soil in the beds. What are some amendments that you use? Do you have certain ones that are beneficial to all crops and others that are beneficial to specific ones? Let me know in the comments. When you add new soil, it's a good idea to water it immediately, and that's because the moisture activates microbial life. Soil microbes need moisture to function, and when the soil is dry, they go dormant, so the water activates that. It rehydrates them and allows them to start moving, feeding, and reproducing. The microbes break down organic matter like the compost, roots, and mulch that are in the bed. That process releases nutrients into forms that plants can actually absorb. It also helps to improve soil structure, making it fluffier and easier for roots to spread. Now, I did not water my soil on this day because I knew that we were getting a downpour later in the evening, and thankfully the forecast did not disappoint. I am all done adding the soil to all 4 garden beds. That is the last thing that I'm going to be able to do today because, as I said, I am running low on time. But I feel like I've accomplished quite a bit today, and at some point here in the future I will be able to tackle these green stalks, but that is not a today thing. The ribs are still looking great. Earlier I added some chicken breasts and drumsticks to the grill so that they could smoke as well. Now I'm adding corn on the cob. Each one of these foil packets has some water and butter. If you haven't had it this way, give it a try. It is so tasty and my family loves it. I am all done working. Thank you for joining me as I got my garden beds ready for the upcoming growing season. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you would like to see this kind of content in the future but are not yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button, and when you do, don't forget to click the notification bell so that you won't miss out on future uploads. Until the next time, stay blessed and happy homesteading.